My parents wanted me to go to university, but I had had enough of school, and I've always liked using my hands, and typing seemed a natural progression from playing the piano. Instead of making music, I'm now making words, and I've always liked words. That's English and language, reading books. I enjoy my time being my own. I don't like stopping in the middle of a piece. I like to get it finished. I like to work without interruption if possible. When you're in an office, you have to stop because the phone rings or somebody wants you to do something else. You lose concentration. Whereas when you're working on your own, you can concentrate. And you can also work beyond 5 p.m. if you want to. You can work till 3 a.m. if you want to. Yes, my time being my own. I love using my fingers. I've always enjoyed typing. I can't think of better reason, really, for the actual action of typing. Of course, I learnt on the old-fashioned ones like that, which was quite a nice rhythm, and then progressed to electric typewriters, which of course were faster, and then computers. When I worked in my first job, one of my first jobs on a building site, we had 6 copies of everything, carbon copies, which you had to put behind it, so you had to work with no mistakes. Because it was very difficult to have to correct all 6 copies each time you made a mistake. So you really tried hard to type without making any mistakes. It took a long time. Probably because I'm creating a nice, tidy document that's meaningful to somebody out of virtual chaos, I suppose. The thoughts in somebody's mind are now spoken into a machine, and I'm making it into a lovely document, hopefully, with no errors, very few. And I suppose I picture the client now being able to use it as they receive it from me, and being happy with it.
Is there a sense in which you feel that the quality of the work that you do serves to promote the reputation of the client that's in front of you?
Oh, very much so. In fact, the feedback I've had from clients is to that effect. That their work has become more efficient because of my accuracy and efficiency. Obviously I make some mistakes, we all do. Sometimes we're tired. You shouldn't work too late if you work too late the night before as well. But this comes with experience. When you're tired, you should stop. You should know when to stop, because you'll be more efficient if you go to bed and get up the next day fresh. I don't count it in words. Usually I count it. The most recent job I've done, I think, was probably about 50 pages.
Oh, and what kind of job that is, without going into any details?
A psychological report.
Oh, okay. And how long did that take you to do?
I think about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours more.
Sounds like a lot of pages for 4 hours. Were they with double line spacing?
1.5 line spacing.
1.5 line spacing.
Yes.
What was the text size?
I think it was 10, but it was something like probably Calibri or something, which isn't the same as a Arial 10 or Times New Roman 10.
Okay, and within a 50-page document like that, how many typographical mistakes would you expect your client to find? Bearing in mind, to make it absolutely perfect, you'd have to proofread it yourself, and so the cost of the work would go up, and the degree of accuracy that the client was paying for would actually be beyond what they needed. So in the state that you hand over that work knowing that you haven't proofread it, roughly how many mistakes would you expect the client to be able to find if they scrutinised it in great detail?
2 or 3.
And what kinds of mistakes would these be?
I might have put 2 ands if I've been interrupted by a phone call, for instance. But spell checker will pick out the obvious things like that. I would do a quick spell check for obvious things. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have been a duplicate of 2 ands actually, no, because spell checker would have picked that out. But I might have typed a word which is a word, but not the right word in that case.